The next submission that we're going to work on is called the Omoplata. It feels to your partner much like a Kimura, but it's actually done with my legs instead of with my hands. But that's the theory you want to think about. You're going to make his arm do the exact same thing, but you're going to use your legs and your hips to do it instead of your arms to do it. So we're in guard. And a lot of people like to play this from rubber guard, totally preference. You can play it straight from regular guard. We're also going to show you a setup on how you'll normally see it done. Alright, I have to break my opponent's arms out. I have to push them off of my hips. When I do that, I like to control the elbows and keep them back. Because if they start coming forward, I'm going to miss when I go to roll the leg over. We're going to show this from a few different angles and a few different sides, so don't worry, but pay attention to what this leg is doing to this arm. When I brace that out, I want to shrimp out as hard as I can, because I got to throw this leg over his head. I'm going to go here and sit away. Now, see how his arm is chicken winged? I just switch my stance, I sit up. Be really careful training this with your partners. This is a very, very, very tight shoulder lock. From a different angle, when we're here, I break his guard out. When I do this, I'm going to control the arms, and immediately I shrimp out as hard as I can out here. I like to post the head to keep him from following me and give myself a little chance to get around. Now, I pull this leg back, slowly sit up. If you need any help with this, some people used to say triangle your legs, figure four your legs. I've never really found a need for that. Biggest thing that you do need to worry about, keep this arm over his hips. If you don't do that, he's going to roll out of it. That's the escape for the Omoplata. So you've got to control this. Alright? If you need some help with it, if the guy's got a really strong arm, or if for any reason it gets over here and you can't finish it, all you do is put your palm across his knuckles and point his fingers toward his head, and you'll get the wrist lock. Okay? If it's over here, you just want to take it, fingers toward his elbow, and you'll get the wrist lock. This is key. As soon as you lay in the Omoplata, throw this arm over and grab as deep as you can. That way he can't roll over. Alright? One more time. Our opponent's here. I break his arms away. I sit back, I post the head, this leg comes over. From here, I'm going to sit out as hard as I can. Here. When I sit back, I'm going to control the arm. Notice this. This is keeping him from rolling. I sit up slowly and get the tap. This, dragging his arm closer to his body, makes the shoulder a lot tighter. Or I can use the wrist lock. Okay? Other side. We're here. I break the guard open, I control the biceps. I sit out and post the head, throwing the leg over. Immediately, when I throw this leg over, he knows what's coming. I have to sit up and grab his waist hard. So I'm here, I grab the waist immediately. Change my stance, lean forward. If I need to, I even sit up a little bit. Or I take the wrist lock. Okay? One more time from another angle. Going both ways. I break the guard open, break his arms off of my hips. I post the head, sit out, over. I sit up, grabbing the hips. I don't want him to do a dive roll. I switch my stance and sit up, or take the wrist lock. Okay? It's your Omoplata. One of the most common ways you will see an Omoplata set up is off of a triangle choke. Alright? I'm going to get my opponent into a triangle choke, and one of the first ways that people learn to get out of a triangle is to reach back and grab their own waistline. That opens up this carotid artery, and it really prevents the triangle choke, makes the triangle choke really hard to complete. But it puts them in position for an Omoplata. Okay, so I have my opponent. I've gotten my opponent into a triangle choke. Before I can get the choke sank, he reaches around and grabs his own waist. That makes it very difficult for me to get this triangle choke. But what I can do is use my hands again to post the head and sit out and around into an Omoplata. In this case, I just brace off him and sit up or take the arm. Alright, going the other way. We're here. I've gotten my opponent in a triangle. He reaches around. Immediately, push the head. Sit down, sit up, grab the hips. Sitting up, slowly. Pushing down, okay? That's your Omoplata. It's an Omoplata straight from guard. It's also the Omoplata from the triangle choke. Very, very powerful shoulder lock. Again, to your opponent, it feels like a really, really cinched in Kimura, but it's done with your legs, not your arms. Practice that one, have some fun with it.